Think about your last relationship, not the ending, the middle. That moment when things were going well, actually well, and something in you pulled the pin anyway. You got too intense too fast. Or you went cold for no reason you could name. Or you started chasing someone who kept giving you just enough to stay in the game. You've probably blamed her. Maybe you blamed yourself. Here's the truth nobody tells you: it wasn't about her. And it's deeper than you. It's a blueprint. One you didn't write. One you've been running since before you could spell your own name. This is episode 7. And once you see this, you can't unsee it. Your first relationship wasn't with a girlfriend. It was with your parents. How they gave love, how they withheld it, how they showed up or didn't. That became the template. The original file your brain downloaded for what intimacy feels like, what it costs, and whether it's safe. I call this the blueprint. And here's where it gets dangerous. Your brain confuses familiar with safe. If your mother was warm and consistent, your brain learned people come through. Closeness is safe. If she was in and out and present some nights, your brain learned something different. Love is something that disappears, and you have to fight to get it back. If your father was emotionally absent, your brain learned closeness has a ceiling. Stay behind yours. The blueprint doesn't care what you want. It only knows what it learned. And it's been running every relationship you've had since. Now, here's why the pattern keeps repeating. Every relationship you've ever had has followed the same arc. Not because you keep picking the wrong people. Because the blueprint keeps recreating what it knows. We can call this the echo. The guy who overtexts, overcommits, overinvests in the first 3 weeks. He's echoing the kid who learned that love disappears unless you grip it. The guy who disappears the moment things get real. He's echoing the kid who learned that getting close means getting hurt. The guy who keeps choosing women who run hot and cold, he's not unlucky. The chaos feels like home. And his nervous system keeps steering him back toward it. You're not choosing these patterns, you're replaying them. And you'll keep replaying them until you can see the source. Nolan was in his early 30s, sharp, self-aware. The third relationship in 2 years ended the same way. Too much, too intense, too fast.
It's too much too soon. I said it's too much! Honestly, way too soon. Seriously? Too much too soon.
He'd meet someone with real potential, and within a few weeks, he'd be all in. Texting constantly, planning ahead, pouring everything into something that hadn't had time to breathe. And every time, she'd start pulling back, and Nolan would grip harder. And he didn't understand it. He thought he was just enthusiastic, invested. But here's what Nolan told me about growing up. Some nights his mother was the best version of herself. Warm, present, everything. Other nights, she'd disappear behind a locked door. No explanation. Nolan would sit in the hallway and wait. He'd fall asleep out there. His blueprint said, love is unpredictable. You don't know how long it lasts. So when it shows up, grip it with both hands before it goes. So in every relationship, that's what he did. He wasn't choosing emotionally distant women on purpose. He was choosing the feeling he recognized. And every time he gripped, they pulled back. Just like the door. Here's your tool. 3 questions. First, how did your parents show love? Was it consistent or unpredictable? Warm or conditional? Were they there? Or was there always a version of the locked door? Second, what's the recurring theme in your relationships? Are you always chasing? Always pulling away? Always ending up with someone who runs hot and cold? Third, look at your answer to the first question and your answer to the second. Find the rhyme. That's the pattern map. Not to give you something to blame, to give you something to see. Because you can't rewrite the blueprint until you can read it. Here's the real-time tool. Next time you feel that pull, the urge to grip, to go cold, to blow up over something small, before you act on it, ask one question. Is this about her, or is this about me? That's the source check. Episode 8 is next. We're going into something most men think they've handled but haven't. The anxiety you feel specifically around women you're actually attracted to. Where it comes from, why it's different from regular nerves, and exactly how to break the pattern. Subscribe, drop a comment, be honest. Which one is you? The one who grips or the one who disappears?
You look like trash. Can I take you out?